Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim dan salam sejahtera. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the MPC's Smart Incentive webinar series number 3. Number 3 on the topic of the government grants reap the benefit, and brought to you by MPC Malaysia Productivity Corporations, SME Corp, Smart Incentive, and Tourism Productivity Nexus. How are you guys, everybody, today? I hope you guys are coping up with all the CMCO, and I know that time stuff, but we hanging on. We survive. We will survive. We will survive, and we keep on keep up the spirit, the high spirits. See, my name is Uzaidi Udanis, and I will be the moderator for today. Today's session. And before I start the sessions, I would like to extend special thanks to Malaysia Productivity Corporation (MPC) for organizing this fantastic series of webinars in order for us to increase our knowledge, our wisdom, and our productivity in our lives, especially during these CMCO times. I would also like to thanks to those who are taking time off today to attend this session, this morning sessions, and we hope that you'll be able to benefit from this session. And I would like to encourage this session to be more interactive, and to not to be more on officials, more interactive. So for those who like to give some comments or ask any questions to our speakers today in today's topics, please type in the question. Our secretariat team will select and pass the questions to me. So this session also available through to only for what you call it, webinar platform, not through FB Live. So if you have any of your friends who would like to join, please join. We still have time. So I hope you guys can click the link to your friend with your friends and share it. So let us begin. Ladies and gentlemen, as we know, the pandemic of COVID-19 has impacted a lot of our small and medium enterprise. And in Malaysia, SME, we're talking about SME, small and medium enterprise, has played an important role in our national economy. Therefore, the government has given a high priority to assist the SME companies during this difficult time. Today's session, we are so lucky. We are so lucky. Alhamdulillah, we are so lucky to have our special and important guest from SME Corporation Malaysia, a government agency that is mandated to spearhead the development of small and medium enterprise, implement and monitor strategic SME programs, coordinate the SME programs for ministries and agencies, as well as being the secretariat to National Entrepreneurs SMEs Development Council, NESDC, chaired by the Prime Minister of Malaysia himself. So our special guest today is Mr. Rizal Nainy, CEO, our Chief Executive Officer of SME Corporation Malaysia, who will be presenting on the government's grants in helping SME companies in Malaysia. So, Mr. Rizal, how are you? Give a wave, a little bit, wave. All right. Okay. I think this is my second time meeting you, and it's a pleasure to meet you again in this new norm of platform. We also very lucky to have an important guest from MPC, Puan Zulaifa Omar, Director of MPC. How are you, ma'am? Puan, apa khabar, Puan?
Baik, sehat. Apa khabar semua?
Okay. Alright. Okay, so before I pass the floor to Mr. Rizal, I would like to invite Puan Zulaifa on behalf of MPC to give an opening remarks. And before we pass to the Rizal. Silakan, Puan.
Okey, terima kasih Cik Uzaidi. Okey, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum, selamat pagi dan salam sejahtera. Kepada yang berbahagia, Cik Rizal Nainy, Ketua Pegawai Eksekutif SME Corp, sebagai penceramah kita pada sesi hari ini, dan juga Encik Uzaidi Udanis yang sentiasa vibrant. Saya memang suka dengan dia. Okey, Champion Tourism Productivity Nexus. Memang sinonim dengan orang tourism lah ni. Okey, sebagai pemudah cara kita. Dan juga kepada para peserta webinar sekalian ya. Pertama kali saya ingin mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih kepada tuan-puan yang dapat menghadirkan diri di pagi yang berbahagia ini dalam sesi webinar siri yang ketiga, Anjuran Unit Smart Incentive NPC, dengan tajuk yang sangat menarik sebagaimana yang dikatakan oleh Cik Uzaidi tadi, Government Grants Reap the Benefits. Tu jadi apa yang akan kita utarakan, tunggu ya nanti dalam kita punya sesi bersama dengan Encik Rizal. Okey. Jadi tuan-tuan dan puan-puan sekalian, okey, sebagaimana kita tahu ya, pandemik COVID-19 ni di mana asalnya merupakan krisis kesihatan sedunia. Namun ianya mempunyai implikasi yang besar terhadap ekonomi dan sosial sebuah negara ya. Negara kita tak terkecuali daripada menghadapi situasi ekonomi yang mencabar akibat wabak ini. Ini telah menimbulkan kebimbangan di mana ramai yang bimbang akan kehilangan pekerjaan dan perniagaan terpaksa gulung tikar. Ya, dalam satu kajian yang dijalankan oleh McKinsey dalam bulan Ogos ya ke atas 5 negara Eropah terhadap enterprise SMEs, in aggregate more than half felt that their businesses may not survive longer than 12 months, despite the fact that 20% of those surveyed have already taken advantage of various forms of government assistance aimed at easing their financial crisis. Ya. So situasi di dalam negara kita pun sama macam yang telah dimentionkan oleh Encik Zaidi sebentar tadi. Ramai daripada pengusaha-pengusaha SME kita yang terjejas bila pandemik COVID-19 ni mula melanda negara kita sejak awal tahun lagi. Ya, maka tindakan pemulihan adalah amat diperlukan. Dan rakyat Malaysia saya rasa amat bertuah kerana kerajaan telah mengambil langkah bijak dengan memperkenalkan pakej-pakej rangsangan ekonomi dalam bentuk fiskal dan bukan fiskal. Banyak agensi-agensi kerajaan telah memperuntukkan bantuan kepada pengusaha perniagaan kecil dan sederhana ini, dan salah satu daripada agensi tersebut adalah SME Corp, ya, yang kita memang sinonim dengan SME yang telah banyak orang kata memberi sumbangan dan bantuan bagi orang kata memberi sokongan kepada SME kita. Okay, apa yang terjadi sekarang ialah bantuan kerajaan dah ada, namun pengusaha menghadapi cabaran untuk mendapatkannya. Ini adalah keluhan dan daripada from kita punya people from the ground. Okay. Berdasarkan kaji selidik yang dijalankan oleh NPC dalam bulan Julai tahun ini kepada industri, terdapat 42% responden mengatakan mereka tidak memohon bantuan kerajaan. Kenapa? Di atas sebab-sebab berikut. Yang pertama, dikata mereka tak tahu bagaimana dan di mana untuk memohon. Yang kedua, kemungkinan dia orang tidak layak untuk memohon. Yang ketiga, proses yang rumit katanya. Dan yang keempat, dia tak tahu apa insentif ataupun bantuan-bantuan yang ada. Okay. Kemudian yang ketiga adalah no clear information, maksudnya maklumat kurang jelas berkaitan apa yang perlu disertakan dalam permohonan. Ini adalah orang kata rintihan ataupun keluhan, cabaran yang dihadapi oleh people from the ground, ya, kita punya pengusaha-pengusaha. Jadi sehubungan dengan itu, apa yang kita buat untuk objektif webinar kita pada hari ini adalah sesi hari ini kita menjemput SME Corp. Kita menemukan the supplier and the orang kata the demand and supply di sini. SME Corp untuk berkongsi berkaitan bantuan kerajaan sama ada dari segi geran, pembiayaan dan sebagainya di bawah seliaan agensi. Dan terima kasih lagi sekali saya ucapkan kepada kesudian Cik Rizal ya sebagai ketua pegawai eksekutif SME Corp sendiri yang menerima jemputan kami pada hari ini. Terima kasih banyak-banyak. Okey. Dan dari pihak industri pula ya, anda boleh menggunakan peluang ini bagi mendapatkan penjelasan bagi pencabaran atau halangan yang anda semua alami semasa dalam proses permohonan bagi mendapatkan bantuan tersebut. Jangan malu, jangan segan ya, kerana sesi ini memang dibawakan khas bagi menemukan anda semua, ya, pengusaha-pengusaha dan pihak SME Corp. Ya. Semoga kami berharap ya, semoga usaha kita ni akan dapat membantu pengusaha-pengusaha semua, pengusaha-pengusaha SME meningkatkan kelangsungan perniagaan di waktu kini, waktu kita tengah COVID ni, waktu kita tengah susah ni, dan juga dengan harapan dengan bantuan-bantuan insentif pekerjaan ni akan menjadikan mereka lebih maju dan berdaya saing serta produktif di masa akan datang, ya. Jadi yang bila kita berharap bahawa pandemik ni orang kata menyusut atau orang kata dah landai dia punya tu dan kita boleh orang kata mempergiatkan perniagaan, so kita berharap dengan adanya bantuan ini akan dapat membantu untuk industri untuk berdaya saing serta produktif di masa akan datang. Jadi saya ingin menyeru kepada peserta sekalian ya, sekali lagi ambillah peluang ini ya untuk mendapatkan maklumat serta penjelasan sekiranya ada bagi membantu anda untuk memanfaatkan bantuan kerajaan yang diperuntukkan ya bagi menjadikan perniagaan anda sekalian lebih produktif ya. Jadi akhir sekali sebagai peringatan bersama dengan situasi semasa wabak COVID ni, marilah kita bersama-sama mematuhi SOP yang ditetapkan dan berdoa agar wabak ini akan berakhir dalam masa yang terdekat. Ya, jadi ucapan daripada kami sebagai organizer hari ini adalah stay safe, stay healthy, but have to stay productive. Ya, dengan itu terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya kembalikan kepada Cik Uzaidi, pemudacara kita pada hari ini untuk sesi yang selanjutnya. Silakan Cik Uzaidi.
Terima kasih Puan. Amin. Mari kita sama-sama aminkan apa yang dah doa Puan Zulaifah. Amin. Supaya pandemik ini tidak terus terus dipanjangkan, insya-Allah. Thank you very much Puan for the great opening remarks.
Sama-sama.
Kita tahu that pandemik ini sangat-sangat agak sukar bagi kami di industri usahawanan, bukan saja pelancongan tapi semua sekali across the board. So this webinar shows how serious MPC to assist SME companies in increasing the productivity during this difficult time. Thank you. I'm moving forward. I cannot help but would like to present our special guest by reading his impressive bio. Very impressive and very comprehensive bio, which I have to select a few points due to the limited time. Encik Rizal Nainy graduated from Imperial College, University of London in Mechanical Engineering with first class honours, and then obtained the master class in Business Administration or MBA from Charles Sturt Universities in Australia. So one of the primary responsibilities is to plan, implement, monitor and evaluate strategic SME development programs aligning with the 11 Malaysia Plan, National Entrepreneurs Policy 2030 and also the Shared Prosperity Vision 2030, which will ultimately increase the Malaysia's GDP, exports and job creations. So collaborating with ministries, agencies and strategic partners is one of his key tasks, especially in the area of facilitating and developing SMEs. By reviewing and evaluating value-added initiatives, he will make sure more innovative and high growth of SMEs will be formed, especially under the key programs such as technology commercialization platform, catalyst program, inclusive innovation, One Innocerts and National Mark of Malaysian Brand Certification program. Encik Rizal has a very vast experience in business development, entrepreneurships, business advisory, economics and policy, international corporations, coordination of SME programs, fourth industrial revolutions, SME digitalization and e-commerce. He has also 16 years of varied experience with shell companies, international companies, locally and globally. So let us all welcome our special guest for today, Encik Rizal Nainy. And the floor is yours, sir.
Okay. Terima kasih Cik Uzaidi Udanis. Ya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning. Salam sejahtera kepada semua, terutamanya kepada Puan Zulaika selaku host, merupakan MPC Director, ya, as well as to our moderator Uzaidi Udanis. A very, orang cakap, grateful to hear from you again, yeah, as we met for the second time in this webinar. So perhaps to all, to the participants here, I would like to say stay safe as well. I mean, especially during this COVID-19. Yeah. For today's so-called presentation, or perhaps my talk, is more towards Smart Incentive webinar. Well, the title is Webinar Series 3. Title is Government Grants Reap the Benefits. Yeah? But before actually I share with you what the government, especially under Ministry of Entrepreneur Development and Cooperative and SME Corporation of Malaysia, is that I would like to share with you the profile and the demographic of SMEs in Malaysia, as well as the current and future business landscape that SMEs are facing currently. Yeah? So my next slide actually shows, I think all of us know about the economy of Malaysia, and SMEs are the backbone. Yeah? Totaling about 98.5% of the business established in Malaysia, yeah, are from the SMEs. And from the census that actually Department of Statistics did in 2016, about 907,065 SMEs registered in Malaysia. And that was in 2015 numbers, but by now, if we look at the forecast of year to year, there are additional SMEs being created, new SMEs, and more or less about 1.2 million of SMEs has already been registered in Malaysia as 2019. Yeah, and if you look at the profile or the ratio, 76.5% are micro enterprises, 21.2% are the small size enterprises, and 2.3% are the medium size enterprises. And out of that 907,065, 89.2% firms are from services sectors, and 5.3% are manufacturing, followed by construction 4.3%, and agriculture 1.1%, and the last but not least is mining and quarrying, about 0.1%. And the contribution of GDP by the SMEs as of 2019, SMEs has contributed about 38.9% in terms of the GDP, around 552 billion ringgit contributed by the SMEs in terms of the value, whereas 17.9% of export value coming from the SMEs. So moving on, if you look at the profile of in Malaysia itself, about almost 35% of SMEs are concentrated in the Klang Valley. Selangor has the highest numbers of SMEs, about 19.8% of that numbers just now. I think around more than 200,000 are in Selangor itself. And then we have 14.7% Wilayah Persekutuan, followed by Johor 10.8%, and Perlis has the smallest number because of the size, about 0.8%. So these are the profile of SMEs as you look at the screen at this point of time. Moving on, I would also like to share with all of you about the mega trends that actually will give a direct impact and far-reaching impact on the SMEs. Number one is about the machinery, equipment, and factory renovation, because with these machinery and equipment, that will actually help in terms of the productivity of the business of the SMEs. And then we have installation and ICT adoption, also very important here. Living community, as you know, that population continue to grow. The United Nations actually forecasted by 2030 there will be additional 1 billion people by that time, and more old people across the world. For example, in Japan, 30% of the population is more than 60 years old. And today in China, as you know, 29 million over 80 years old, and as forecasted by the United Nations, about 120 million by 2050 in China, there will be more than 80 years old people, and that will be the same to other countries as well. Why? Because of the healthcare industry has been increased as well as improved, and people will get more health treatment better in that sense, as well as other things. For example, like fewer children. Yeah, people nowadays has fewer children. Of course, there are some have more than 5, but nowadays average is about 1 to 2 or less than 3, and this has make a concern to some of the developed countries, especially, for example, like the Japan as well as South Korea. And one day, perhaps robots will become our best friends. And then we also have digital future. So I would also like to share what are the digital future, perhaps what SME Corp has done in terms of the digitalization and technology adoption in my next slides. Yeah. So moving on, what it means by digital future is that SMEs that need to seize the opportunities and stand to gain significantly, because if you don't do this, other meaning that may lose everything. Yeah. Number one is about digital transformation. We are talking about the mega trends or the industrial revolution of big data, cloud computing, 3D printing, social media, Internet of IoT, yeah? Virtual stores, AI, artificial intelligence, as well as online platform, the e-commerce as well. Yeah? So these are digital transformation that SMEs has to actually face currently, and perhaps in the near future as well, there'll be more. Other than that, increasing mobile device adoption, as a mobile first world. Nowadays, people are using mobile, for example, like the tablets, the smartphones, yeah, everything is on the fingertips, and that's where SMEs need to be aware about this and need to change their business model or delivery models when it comes to implementing their businesses. Last but not least, work styles and engaging talent more agile, meaning that nowadays we have virtual workforces. In fact, our engagement today is online. This is where we need to have that flexibility for the employees of SMEs in terms of how actually we do businesses. And there are more, for example, like co-working spaces where we don't need any premises anymore for us to work. So these are some of the mega trends related to digital future, and I also would like to share, before I actually share what the SME Corp can actually offer in terms of assistance, the SME digital journey, where it started in my next slide, shows that the first thing for SMEs need to do is they need to have digital presence, which is they need to have a website, online, social media, all those things. And the second thing is about e-commerce, where actually SMEs can do the buying and selling. And of course, after that, they need to actually enhance by looking into the digital operations of goods and services. This is where the front end and the back end systems come in for them to have a better digital processing before more advanced digital technologies will be adopted. I would like to perhaps give some examples. For example, like when a micro will start a business online, they will actually do like a business through social media like Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, because the outreach to this platform or perhaps this front-end platform or systems are vast, are very large in terms of how actually they do business without going and seeing the customers. These are contactless, low contact economy, as we say, in terms of doing the business. As we look into that so-called overall ecosystem of the SME digitalization, we actually did some survey or study together with Huawei back in 2018, where we found out that about more than 80% of the SMEs are using devices, for example, like tablets, computers, laptops, smartphones, in terms of owning, using it, However, or nevertheless, when it comes to digitalization itself, in terms of the business process, only about 20% actually digitalize their business. And we know that there are gaps in this ecosystem, digital ecosystem for the SMEs, whereby we need to make sure they know what should they acquire when they do the business. For example, they need to have financial account system, HR system, point of sales, customer relation management system, perhaps enterprise resource planning, ERP, or perhaps they need to have an order fulfillment process system. So these are things that we would like to see more SMEs to be aware about the required and needed systems, rather than just using the front-end system like Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or others. Okay, so as you know, under SME Corp, perhaps some of you know about us. Under SME Corp, we have digital initiatives. With my next slide shows about us. We are facing the pandemic COVID-19 at this point of time. We have actually implement some of so-called e-commerce collaboration, for example, like the eBazaar Ramadan webpage, where we have a strategic partners with Yaza, with BRO Online, with Warung Riders, with Pahango, with Ganu Shop. So these are things that we are actually did during the COVID-19, especially during the MCO, where we actually like to see more SMEs come in and sell their products through this platform. And this collaboration with e-commerce service providers has actually helped them. Example with the EGHL Swift, as well as with the work at cloud, ibell.com. So perhaps if you go to our website smecorp.gov.my, you can actually assess and perhaps get more details about these digital initiatives. And at the same time, you also have this SME Adopt and Innovate with Huawei, SME AI, what we call it, in terms of to help the SMEs in recover their business, especially during COVID-19, where we call it pemuliharaan perniagaan melalui digital, where there is a free training, free digital training, as well as discounted subscription fees for virtual business application, free cloud services eligible to SMEs. I think we actually, Huawei actually offer 1,500 hours of free so-called cloud services. If you can have a look at our website. And other than that, we also have this National E-commerce Strategy Roadmap and ESR, where we have already trained about 70,713 of SMEs, and about 140,883 of them has actually but the SMEs already actually adopted various programs, e-commerce partners and associations as well. And we know from SSM, 341,055 businesses are already online in doing the business. So I think that's a good significant numbers to show that online businesses are very important now, especially during the COVID-19. And with that, we also would like to share some of the programs that actually SME can benefit in terms of getting assistance. So the next slide is what I would like to share under SME Corp Malaysia. We have this program called Micro Connector Program. Short form is Connect Me, where we have two elements. One is the technical assistance, another one is the competitive skills. In the technical assistance, our strategic partner will actually so-called like coordinate and assist the micro enterprises, especially in terms of mobile e-commerce, ICT applications, business premise rental, advertising and promotional activities, productivity improvement activities, and other related technical assistance. So there is a grant worth about 50,000 ringgit per SME for this program. And besides giving technical assistance, there are also training that micro enterprises can actually attend under our strategic partners in specific so-called sectors or industries or businesses. For example, like creative craft, in sewing, in doing crafting wood and bamboo base, as well as precious stones, for example. We also have F&B for cottage industry training. Health in the subsector of like hairdressing, the makeups, spa and massage, as well as maintenance and repair of vehicles like aircons, plumbing, as well as electrical electronics maintenance and repair. In agriculture, we have like plant fertigation, hydroponics, as well as aquaponics for the micro enterprises to actually adopt businesces. Not only micro enterprises, but also the B40s, the individuals can actually also so-called participate in this program, and we also actually train and teach them how to formalize their businesses, becoming an enterprise. And there are also like a childcare training for those who would like to open a new childcare center or even a kindergarten, especially coming from the micro enterprises. So we have this so-called Connect Me program, giving about 50,000 ringgit of grant per SME, and it is a matching of 70-30 ratio, where government, SME Corp, will actually absorb 70%, 30% will be coming from the companies or from the micro enterprises. Okay, moving on, we have other programs, for example, like business scale-up program, what we call it as BizUp. So under this BizUp, pertaining to so-called Industrial Revolution 4.0 element, automation, digitalization, this is where we would like to see more SMEs actually come in to be more productive, to be more resilient when it comes to expanding their businesses through this program, where a matching grant of 50%, 50-50 matching grant, were being given or offered to the SMEs. Beside that, we have a soft loan ranging from 50,000 to 1 million through our strategic partner, which is SME Bank, with a 4% financial rate and up to 90% margin of financing, tenure up to maximum of 10 years. Yeah. Other than that, we also have Sharia compliant SME financing scheme, short form of SSFS. We have 15 participating Islamic financial institutions at this point of time, and it will be increasing to another 4 from the banks, and governments through SME Corp will actually pay 2% of the profit rate charged on the financing provided. So perhaps if, let's say, the interest coming from that financial institution, Islamic financial institution, about like 6%, so you
Rizal, I think we're having a problem
with
with
that, right? Yeah? So you got a rebate of 2% coming from the government through this scheme, under this scheme as well. Okay, we also have one program, what we call it as SME Investment program. Yeah? So under this program, we actually would like to see eligible SMEs that we are targeting to enhance by getting assistance coming from the access to financing, particularly those at early stage, in the form of equity, debt, and hybrid. Yeah? So if you can look at the chart, or perhaps through our website, it's catered for early stage SMEs, ranging from 1 to 3 years in operation, as well as the range of financing, perhaps of the investment is from 500,000 ringgit to up to 3 million ringgit. Yeah? Okay, so moving on, I think I'm coming to my last 2 slides, and then we can have a Q&A. Last but not least, we have a Bumiputra programs. Yeah, there are 3 Bumiputra programs under SME Corp. The first one is Tunas Usahawan Belia Bumiputra, ataupun dipanggil singkatannya TUBE, TUBE. Memang this is a very popular program among the youth, and this is open to a youth, a Bumiputra youth from 18 to 30 years old, that they would like to memulakan perniagaan. Yeah. And a maximum grant of 15,000 ringgit will be given to them to start their businesses. Under this platform also, we also help those asnaf under this Tunas Usahawan Baitumal to improve the living standard of asnaf and B40 through entrepreneurial activities. Yeah. Okay, another one is we have Bumiputra Enterprise Enhancement Program, short form of BIP. Okay, once you already establish your businesses, I think this is where SMEs or perhaps the micro enterprises can actually look into this program. We will perhaps assist them to improve the competitiveness of Bumiputra SMEs through integrated assistance package covering advisory services, technical assistance, financing to generate dynamic, sustainable, and high productivity Bumiputra SMEs. And the matching grant given is about 500,000 maximum. So these are matching grant. There are several different ratios, meaning that for micro enterprises, it is 70-30. For the medium, for the small scale SMEs, 60-40, and for the medium scale is about 50-50. Last but not least, we have this Galakkan Export Bumiputra to increase the number of qualified high-performing Bumiputra after they, establish their domestic businesses. I think it's time for them to export, especially those who have a score rating that is 3-star and above. And it's not a criteria in terms of star rating that anymore, but we would like to see more SMEs, Bumiputra SMEs, to export, because the blue ocean is out there. I mean, the opportunity is out there, and we hope SMEs can gain more so-called businesses from the export market, rather than just focusing in the domestic market. Yeah. So under this galakan export Bumiputra, a matching grant of maximum same as like 500,000 that will be offered or given to the eligible SMEs. Yeah? Okay, last but not least, we also have a private-public partnership to scale the SME digitalization. Yeah? So not only under SME Corp, but there are other agencies that are doing this as well. This is some of it, yeah, partnering with SME Bank and also Bank Simpanan Nasional, where SME business, there is this SME business digitalization grant, and under UOB we have Jom Transform, under Mastercard, AM Bank, Huawei Business, as well as DG, Celcom, and Maxis. And the recent one, we have signed a MOA, Memorandum of Agreement, with Axiata Digital, where there is this program called Aspirasi, yeah, where actually it is a new microfinancing program that we actually offered. Axiata Digital offered to especially to the micro enterprises. The journey to apply is only 3 minutes, and the approval can be done within 24 hours to 48 hours. And that is fast. This is fintech solution. Of course, there are some interest charge ranging from as low as 0.5% to 1.5% per month. Yeah? So we actually collaborated with Axiata Digital for this program Aspirasi microfinancing using AI for the micro enterprises. I think these are some of the programs that I would like to share for today. There are more in terms of assistance for the SMEs, not only financially but also on the capacity build, on the business advisory, training, and others. Yeah. So with that, I stop here. Perhaps we can have an interactive discussion or Q&A from the participants. Yeah? Thank you.
There you go. Very informative presentation. Thank you very much, Encik Rizal, for very fantastic informative presentations. And we learned that SME Corp has a wide range of grants and facilities and assistance to arrange to help out the small and medium companies. Thank you very much again for the fantastic presentation and enlightened us with all the facilities. What amazed me is most of us, Encik Rizal, sometimes we don't even know that the government through SME Corp has so many facilities in helping out the SME companies. Even some of us, even myself, I used to be confused with the SME corporation with the SME bank. So and those two are actually government agencies and government's setups or units. Again, we are a bit confused on what is the role of SME Corp. I think through these presentations, through this session, I think we learn better, we learn more on the function of the SME Corps. And what interests me is that the seriousness, secara seriousnya SME Corp to encourage the SME companies to adopt digitalization. To adopt ni is not easy because we used to have physical brick and mortar shops, kedai, office, used to have this interaction meeting with a physical face-to-face. But now due to this pandemic, we are forced to adopt the digital way. And in fact, it's a blessing in disguise in a way that is a wake-up call for us, for all of us, to start realizing that digitalization is very important for us. I think SME Corps has done a good job. I just nampak tadi there's quite a number of what they call best practice ataupun success story from SME Corp. I just now I saw you have a collaboration with the existing local setups such as Yelza, Warung, Warung. I think is can you explain a little bit, Rizal, on this collaboration?
Okay, that is actually under what we call it Micro Connect Me, the program which I shared just now. For example, like Warung Rider, we actually collaborate with Warung Rider in a way that they actually produce, you know, the the rider yang buat bag, the carrier. Whenever food delivery, you do product delivery on a motorcycle, there is a bag at the back, like GrabFood, Food Panda. Okay, right? So this warung rider will also do the same, and there is we would like to open it up as well to the B40 as well as to the micro enterprises to have their own business to become a rider, but warung rider will actually help them in a way. Yeah, so that's one. For example, like Yeza ni is okay, actually Yeza, they are a tourism company. Okay, Uzaidi is a tourism Nexus tourism champion kan?
Yes, betul.
If I'm not mistaken, the name of the travel agency is Arba. Arba.
Okay.
So because of this MCO, they have changed their business model in a way that they would like to become a more online businesses, because you cannot rely on tourism at this point of time, or perhaps during the MCO. So Yeza is a platform. Yeza is an e-commerce or online platform, business platform using WhatsApp platform. Yeah. So this is the first in Malaysia, perhaps, that you can actually do business through platform where you can actually advertise your product and services through WhatsApp. Yeah. So there is a platform that actually they created, and there is a specific or minimal or nominal charges that SME ataupun PKS boleh participate dan bayar, then they can actually do the selling through WhatsApp. Yeah? So you know, WhatsApp ni semua orang guna, yeah, meaning that you don't have to put your product or services on the normal e-commerce platform, yeah, but through WhatsApp you can do that, yeah, as well. So I think it's very interesting, something new. Perhaps I think they have some packages. Of course, through WhatsApp too, they ada link lah. When there is a link, they go to the gallery, and the gallery actually will show the product that been advertised. Yeah. So
amazing.
That's yang for Yeza and warung riders lah.
I think this is a good startups for us the SME to be associated, so that we can work together. We don't have to create our own apps. We don't have to create our own website or whatever, but we collaborate. Or we have a simple landing page, and we have a simple social media account for us to collaborate with the existing powerful websites. So there's a lot of rooms that we need to improve. There's a lot of questions, Encik Rizal. Banyak soalan ni. Saya kena juling mata saya tengok all banyak soalan ni. There's question from Yimi Lim. Dia kata, is there any incentive that micro size new startups can apply? What are the requirements to apply the incentive? Encik Rizal.
For new startup, as I mentioned just now, if you are looking for microfinancing, we have the Axiata Digital SME Corp collaboration by the name of Aspirasi. So you can actually to that Aspirasi punya website, yeah, just type Aspirasi, and there is steps by step how you can apply the microfinancing, ranging from, I think, if I'm not mistaken, from 1,000 ringgit up to 50,000, but average is about 5,000. These are microfinancing, very, very, very fast. If you are micro enterprises, you can actually apply for that, even for non micro enterprise, meaning like small and medium. But of course, 50,000 is too small for them. But more for micro enterprises. So meaning it's only 3 minutes how to apply, and then you can actually, if everything goes okay, the amount that you applied, or the loan that the small micro loan that you applied will be in your account within 24 hours or 48 hours, as fast as that, without any collateral. Of course, there is this AI system or platform that actually will look into your payment character or behavior when it comes to approving. Yeah, that's why there's this AI system that's been developed by Axiata Digital for actually we use it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, interesting. AI is very important, getting more important for us. As you know that a lot of jobs has been replaced by AI, but again we can take advantage on AI to enhance and to value edit our services and products. Soalan seterusnya daripada Encik Nazmi Salihuddin, the SME must be in operation for more than 3 years to take advantage of these facilities. Adakah facility yang boleh dapat ataupun company yang kurang daripada 3 tahun boleh apply this kind of facilities? Cik Rizal.
It depends on the program lah. For example, like if you want to get that BIP grant, or yes, BIP grant tu dan juga for Bumiputra, BIP grant dan GEB, basically we need to have an established operation of the companies lah. For us is about 3 years lah. For us is 3 years is average, but you can actually apply even you are in 6 months operation. Yeah. For the banks, everything I think is 3 years. Yeah. But for our grant, it's for example, if you are in 6 months operation, you are the audited account, you are the management account for micro enterprises. Yes, you can. Even for our program called Tube, Tunas Usahawan Belia Bumiputra, we open it up for those who are from zero. Okay, we would like to turn them from zero to hero. Maksudnya dia orang tak ada apa-apa, baru nak belajar, ya. Dan kita ada satu latihan khusus untuk mengetahui dan mendapat ilmu berkenaan dengan keusahawanan, ya. Jadi kita memang fokus kepada mereka yang less than 1 year in operation or business. Maksudnya yang tak ada dan sampai 1 tahun boleh masuk Tunas Usahawan Belia Bumiputra for them to know how to do business, especially now on the online businesses. And as you know lah, Belia Bumiputra, Belia sekarang the youth really you know guna mobile phones, ya, guna all the smart devices. So this is where we would like to see more youth to be in this entrepreneurship as per what their passions are about. Yeah, if let's say dia nak buka, for example, F&B online, yes, you can actually look at that Tube platform for them to become a successful business person one day, inshallah.
Okay, I think very interesting on the Tubes program, Encik Rizal. Soalan yang seterusnya kata, Encik Rizal, this regards the Tubes program for the Bumiputra Belia ataupun youth, is it limited to certain numbers of activities, certain numbers of business industry, export, tourism, ataupun is it open to across the board? As long as legal, as long as manageable, as long as it's you know, a good business, it can be applied.
Yes, it's open across the board. Yeah, for Tube. Tapi of course, we will emphasize and we will tekankan dalam modul-modul tu. Kita ada modul dalam 1 minggu, there will be an online training for them to actually look into how they can do business and digitalize their business. Okay, so that's how. Tapi in terms of the sector or subsector or industry, this is up to the so-called participant or the what we call tubers lah. But end of the day, after that 1 week training, there will be a pitching session for them to share and to propose what are their businesses, their business plan, for us to actually give comments and perhaps approve how much money they should get. Maximum kita akan bagi 15,000 for them to start.
Wow, okay, all right, okay. And I like you were saying that tubers, we call the usahawan tubers. This is a very millennial punya terms. Encik Rizal, I think you know, this digitalization, everybody can, you know, set up their own website. Everybody even can have their own apps on the iTunes ataupun Apple Store. But again, the importance of the audience, the what they call the numbers of people list in our customer. This require a big data punya management. So the next question is, how can the SME Corps helps the small companies in obtaining this big data, especially for retail business, which we know that big data is very important. The way that we want to know what's the customer's preference, what's the customer's prospects, preferred choice of clothes, baju and everything, makanan, everything. It's all talking about big data. How can these SME Corps helping these the small companies? Rizal.
Okay. through our grants, of course, we have that scope throughout our grants. What I mean is like the BIP, the BIS up, BIP is for open to Bumiputra, BIS up open to all, yeah, meaning that there are elements of if they would like to adopt this big data systems of software, they can actually apply, and we will give assistance in terms of the matching grant just now. So when you talk about big data, of course, for a small or micro enterprises, they have to start small to gather the data of their customers. That's why if you want to gather the data coming from your customers or coming from your clients, it's good to have a proper system. That's why we have that CRM, customer relationship management system. We have what we call, these are the back-end systems that what the SMEs need to have. But of course, you need to look the requirement of your business. Yeah, sekiranya the business does not require that system, then I think you should focus on other things lah. For example, like the pembuatan atau manufacturing, you may want to have equipment or machineries to expand your business, and this is very important to prioritize what investment ataupun system or adoption of technology that you would like to do. This is where SME Corp can come in terms of giving business advisory through our so-called program called SCORE. SCORE stands for SME Competitiveness Rating for Enhancement, meaning that this assessment, we can look into what are the strengths of that company and the weaknesses of the company. And if, let's say, the weaknesses are the one that become the bottleneck of the company to expand, then we will recommend that these are the things that he or she or the SMEs need to actually have in terms of prioritizing what they need to do, because there are 1,001 of things kalau boleh in a wish list for SMEs to do. But with the kekangan kewangan perhaps, and the limited grant perhaps, or limited financial assistance that can be given by the government, we have to prioritize and make sure these are things that they need to do or need to actually buy, need to invest. Yeah. So we have that SCORE, or perhaps for the micro enterprise we call it MCORE, diagnostic tool for us to actually look at the health check of that company. Yeah, through our business counselor. Yeah.
So you can do your own score. You can do you can see what is your company's punya standing, is it?
If let's say you want to do a score, there is this what we call it as self assessment score through online lah. Yeah, there is a series of questions. But end of the day, of course, you need to actually do it or verified by SME Corp because we need to look into all the proofs and documentations before we actually come up with the proposal, as well as what are the rating of that score assessment. Yeah.
All right. Okay, just to remind everybody, if you want to post any questions or any comments, just type in at the chat questions column, and the secretary will pick up from there. Will choose and pick up from there, and then they will forward it to me for me to announce it to the speaker. Well, this next question, there's a lot of technical question. In fact, Encik Rizal, dia kata one of the questions is Encik Nainy, Abdullah, macam mana nak participate, apply untuk scheme ni? I assume that you can see, you can read it on all the website, SME Corp punya website. Is it ataupun ada specific number for this session, Encik Rizal?
Boleh go to the website. Kita punya website memang senang je, smecorp.gov.my. There's also another website, not only for SME Corp, but other SME development agencies, what we call it Sme Info Portal. Yeah, tu pun ada. So you can use both, sme.gov.my, our website, as well as the info portal. But you can also call us. Yeah, you can call us directly. We have an info line numbers. If you go to the website, there is this info line numbers, and call our center, and we will actually facilitate lah. Even if that program is not under SME Corp, but it is under other agencies programs, we can facilitate, or perhaps at least we can connect the SMEs to that particular agencies. Yeah.
All right. Okay. I think there are a lot also technical question from Mr. Nadan Chiam. Can we know the interest rate of for SIP? How to get it all? How to get all this information? Also on this website, ataupun you have to check the respective bank, ataupun you have to check direct to the SME Corp. Rizal.
When you talk about interest rate, those program under SME Corp we know lah. For example, yang I mentioned just now, there is a soft loan with SME Bank as our strategic partner under this up program. So that one is 4%. Yeah, 4%. So even with MIDF, we also have a strategic partner with MIDF on the soft loan for SMEs program, what we call it SLSME, is also 4%. And
okay.
SSFS, this is pertaining to the Islamic financial institution interest lah. Whatever interest, let's say your bank or your bank that you use, for example, I'm not promoting any banks, but I'm just giving example. For example, like it's HSBC Islamic or public bank, Maybank Islamic. So there are specific interests that they charged by them. Whatever they charge, the 2% will be given back as a rebate to the SMEs. Yeah, under this SSFS scheme, Sharia financing scheme lah. Sharia compliant financing scheme. So that
okay,
one.
alright, okay. Yeah, I think Cik Rizal, because of this pandemic, you know, it's about almost 1 year, and now it's going to be in November soon. So another 1 month or 2 months, less than 2 months, that we're going to end up our 2020. For us, the tourism industry, we're supposed to have a Visit Malaysia year 2020, but it's all gone, gone with the wind. A question from Miss Esther Lai, because of this, you know, the time flies so fast, and it's going to be November soon. It's end of the year. Are these allocation for grants still available for the SME companies to to apply?
For SME Corp, I can say that for BIZAP, the soft loan are always open. We have that through SME Bank. So if you need that soft loan, yes. As I mentioned just now, the Axiata Digital Microfinancing with collaboration with SME Corp also is open, because we just recently launched it, or perhaps signed that MOA or MOU recently. I think most of our programs are there. Cuma ada program towards end of the year, as like been mentioned just now, perhaps we need to close it because end of the year, and we will reopen it next year. Yeah. For example, the grant of BIZAP, yeah, we already coming to the end, and the application has already increased. But inshallah, yeah, for the coming years in RMK, in 2021, perhaps we can actually reopen it again. For BIP is still open, BEEP, yeah. I think Tube is open. The new Tube under Penjana program is open until 31st October. So today is 28. So those youth who would like to apply for Tube programs still open until 31st of October. This is a very special Tube program, why we call it Tube at Penjana, because we like to, you know, to help those yang menganggur, those yang tubers yang tak boleh menjalankan perniagaan. So ada program-program tertentu yang kita telah buat dan agar dapat membantu this youth. Okay, we also have micro connector just now, still open for those who would like to apply. We already actually have more than 5,000 B40 and micro enterprises under this program. Very good program. Though the grant is maximum grant is about 50,000, but of course it helps, you know, in terms of how actually they can actually start a business and getting knowledge in doing business, as well as to get some technical assistance. For example, like as mentioned just now, to buy certain things, systems, softwares, small equipment, and all those stuff lah, through our strategic partner. Kita ada beberapa strategic partner under micro connector. On top of that, I think the government through MOF, we have this Kita Perhatiin. I think it's still ongoing. The wage subsidy. I just would like to share that wage subsidy is still open until 31st October, and November will be the disbursement. And if there is any appeal, that will happen in December. So for those who actually would like to apply, for this wage subsidy for the employees, especially SMEs, is still open now. So please do that before 31st of October. Other than that, I think there are also some restructuring and rescheduling coming from certain banks, or perhaps most banks, after the moratorium ends. I think you should actually go to them, or perhaps to our so-called government agency, AKPK, to get that advice as well. Yeah. So there are a lot of so-called assistance, not only financially, but also giving advice, how to do business, how to actually prioritize your businesses, what need to focus on. So SME Corp can do that as well through our business counselors.
So SME Corp is actually a one-stop center. Kalau kita nak tengok in the bigger picture, it's like a one-stop center. You can see the whole connections of associates, affiliates, and partners. Yeah,
we are the central agency. At this point of time, yes, we are the central coordinating agency. We coordinate throughout all the agencies and ministries when it comes to SME development program. So meaning that since we have that role, we are so-called have that connection, or perhaps connectivity with other agencies and ministries, for us to to connect each other, to share our notes, as well as to know what they reported in terms of their progress of SME development, and we also monitor and we report back to our ministry, as well as to the highest level, which is the National Entrepreneurship SME Development Council, chaired by the Prime Minister. So hopefully we will have that one by end of the year, together, of course, through our Ministry of Entrepreneur Development and Cooperatives, that they are the joint secretary with us. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, sir, you're talking about these banks, partners with banks. For example, companies, small companies, we're having a tough time to compile all the documents. In fact, to get all these updated documents, P&L, bank statements, everything is also quite challenging for us. Sometimes we go to the bank A, we have to get all the one set of the documents to the bank A. Then we have to go to the bank B. We also have to do all over again to certify everything. I was told that SME Corp has this service to have a one-stop center that the bank can access these documents without us, the companies, small companies, going to one bank to another bank and bringing all these physical documents. Is it true, Rizal?
Well, because banks, they have their own process and requirements. So different banks have different process and requirements. We do not intervene in terms of their loan application and processes. They do their own due diligence. But what we actually always mention to them is perhaps to actually make it faster, and you should not also looking at the high-end SMEs, but also the micro enterprises as well, yeah, because those are the ones who actually most affected during this COVID-19. We did a survey in terms of losses, yeah. The small and medium scale SMEs, yeah, their losses has reduced from April to August, but for micro enterprises, their losses has increased from during the MCO until August. So we can see the need of micro financing or assistance for the micro. So talking about processes just now, we are not the one-stop center in terms of receiving the loans application from respective banks, but we can facilitate. We can actually connect the SMEs. What good now is that we have what we call it this SME status, yeah, where actually SME can actually apply to show that they are SMEs, yeah. Because with this SME status, perhaps I'm not saying all banks, but perhaps some of the banks, when they look at this SME status certificate that issued by SME Corp, it will be easier for the banks to actually to process when it comes to their loan application. Hopefully, yeah, hopefully. For us, we have done that. We have started it during the MCO last time, and currently it is free to actually register with us to get the SME status, where actually end of the day you will get that SME certificate for during this COVID-19. Because it's free, we give it only for 1 year. It is a two-year renewal, meaning that every 2 years SME need to renew their SME status, because we define SME by the 2-year period.
Okay, I think the definition of SME is very important because a lot of us, we don't even know what is small companies, what is medium companies, what even micro companies. I think SME has cleared out the definition and the terms, and for us to follow that, if you have a number of staff or this number of turnover, we are under which category. I think this is a very important for us to understand better, so that we can be able to convince our banks or our partners. Yeah, and again, talking about the partners, Malaysia is a global platform, is a open up for global companies. Can the foreign owned companies or foreign owned SME participate in this business apps program, Rizal?
Well, we have a criteria for BIZAP program, or even for a BIZAP program. If I'm not mistaken, there is a criteria that been mentioned in the website. It must be, I think, majority must be owned by Malaysian. Yeah, majority must be owned by Malaysian. I'm not sure about the percentage, but I can check again. Perhaps you can check to the website as well. Either it's majority, like more than 50% or 60%. Yeah.
All right. Okay. I think again, it doesn't matter as long as it's majority. I think it's majority. That'll be good. Yeah. We have so many questions, but most of the questions are actually technical. They can check up the answers at the website. Let me see if I can have one or two more. Does SME Corp take into the consideration of secret outcome, especially during this pandemic? You know, as you know that secret is a very important indicator for the banks to give out loan, and during this crisis, a lot of us is in secret records. So how is it goes?
Okay, for any grant application for SME Corp, we don't actually use secrets or CITOS. So meaning there is no criteria for that, for us to check on CITOS and secrets to approve the grant application. That's number one. Okay, number two, the collaboration that we have with Axiata Digital on the Aspirasi program, using a certain system, AI, to do the due diligence, also do not refer to CITOS and secrets. Yeah, because we want to help them. We want to help the SMEs as well as micro enterprises out there. Nevertheless, because bank, they have regulation which is under the Bank Negara, perhaps they need to actually use CITOS and secrets for bank, for the normal conventional banks, or perhaps the commercial banks, even the developmental financial institutions. CITOS and secrets are still required by them.
Okay, I think soalan ni very important. Dia from Shiha Nordin, one of the small medium companies in adventures activities. Can SME Corp staff give us the full consultation list, financing, or give consultations on what grants is suitable for her company? In fact, this is actually a question. Some of us quite misled, because some of us claim that some of the consultant, these are the preferred consultant by the SME Corp. So these are do you have this kind of preferred ataupun certified consultant, ataupun or we can go direct? Because most of us, the small companies, we're having a problem with documentations. We don't know what to do. We want to appoint this consultant, and this consultants claim to be that he or she represent SME Corp. Is there any list of consultant, Rizal?
We actually do not have any list of consultants in helping the SMEs, because we think that SME should go direct to SME Corp, or even to any government agencies, because here we are actually would like to assist them without any, perhaps in general, I can say, I don't know about others, but consultation, because we don't want to burden them with additional fees and whatnot. But I know there are operating costs, not only for us, but for other agencies as well, that they have minimal or nominal charges. Yeah. So in that sense, I think maybe that's more like processing fees. But in terms of giving advice, giving so-called general advice, as well as consultation in what they can be facilitated on for grants, for financing assistance, for loans, that one is come direct to SME Corp. Just call us, we can do that consultation. Yeah.
Okay, I think we like to encourage everybody to go direct, without using orang tengah ataupun middleman ataupun consultants. I think we need to learn somehow or other. We need to learn about our business. We need to know and to understand and to be able to pitch our business to the principal officer, to principals companies. Okay, I think the last question. This is very interesting questions. Encik Rizal, what is your main challenge yang dihadapi oleh SME Corp untuk menguruskan this incentive? There are so many incentives, so many grants, so many assistance from the government. Government is serious on helping out the small and medium enterprise companies. But what is the main challenge for you as a CEO of SME Corp, Encik Rizal?
Okay, I think there are many challenges, but one of the things that when we actually look into the current challenges is about doing business during this hard time. Unprecedented pandemic COVID-19 has hit us. Yeah, I think not only our countries but around the world. So I think this is where one of the challenges is to actually see how businesses atau the SMEs out there to know what to change when it comes to the new norms. And one of the things is about digitalization and make sure that you know how to actually market your product and services through online. So the challenges is that we would like to embed this so-called awareness for them to know that this is very important. If let's say you don't do that, you will lose out, meaning that you will miss the boat or even miss the jetty. Yeah, people are now actually moving towards that. Recently, I attended as an observer in the APEC meeting that was done virtually. And throughout the economies, there are 21 economies in the APEC, and all I can say most of the papers presented by the economies are all about upgrading technology, looking into how businesses to digitalize, and these are something that we need to focus on, making sure our SMEs, including the micro enterprises, aware and know about how to digitalize their business. Of course, saying it very simple to digitalize, but on the ground, you need to know what are the real things that you need to digitalize when it comes to your business, because businesses, there are 1001 businesses out there, and there is a degree of how much digitalization that you need to do to your business. So I think one of the challenges is to actually how to make it our SMEs aware about this. After they have that awareness, is how to they adopt and adapt the technologies, and later on they know and how to digitalize and becoming one of becoming successful entrepreneurs and SMEs in doing businesses not only conventionally but also virtually and through online. Yeah.
All right. Okay. I think. Do you have any challenge on the working from home? For example, a lot of our officers, a lot of the SME Corp officer, I'm sure they're working from home. How to? I mean, for us, the applicants, how to connect? Because a lot of our officers actually working from home. Do you have a special hotline numbers or whatever for them to follow up on the application?
In fact, working from home make it as more flexible. That one thing for sure. Perhaps I can say more productive and faster. But of course, you need to do the balance, the work and life balance thing. Even last night, as I mentioned earlier, perhaps during this forum, I mentioned that I finished my meeting last night almost 11 o'clock at night, looking into helping the SMEs in our approval of grants. So when we do that, I think it is more flexible. We can do that, of course, more productive, as well as we are open about how we work at home. And I believe it goes the same to the SMEs. Yeah, you need to actually make sure that when you work, you have to adopt virtually. Yeah, you have to have that mindset change, not just because of the MCO, you cannot do any businesses. You have to stop everything. You have to do. You have to be at home to be safe. Of course, you want to be safe, but of course, the business need also to be implemented and to do it. And there are things that you need to know how to do businesses at home. Yeah, one of it is of course online buying and selling. You can also have there are a lot of platforms now to do business through online. Yeah, I think one of it is like what we use now is webinar. There are other things as well. So I believe working from home should not actually become a hindrance for you to actually continue to do businesses, yeah, especially online.
Talking about working from home, any direct lines for SME Corps to reach out these all these programs? Since maybe having difficulty to call in, and majority of the staff as SME Corps staff working from home, is there any special lines?
Yeah, there is a info line. You can call us because our info line is still on. Yeah, the numbers 1-800. Perhaps I can read it. Hold on.
There you go. A very proactive CEO.
1-300-30-6000. So that is our info line.
Yeah, easily to remember.
6,000. But besides that, those who are already applied, mungkin ada dokumen-dokumen yang nak dihantar, yeah. So they actually have direct access to our pegawai pemproses lah. So meaning that when they have that direct access, they can call our mobile phones being given to those who actually apply, and we can do the checking online. Meaning, for example, if you want to verify certain things, we can do a live video chat. We can do a live video checking as well. So no need for us to go physically to the premises or to the factories or to the shops for us to verify certain things. So I think we should not limit ourselves. We have the technology, we have the application and system for us to actually explore this and make sure we can actually do our job, yeah, even more productive. And
wow, amazing, Cik Rizal. I think these are fantastic informations. There you go, guys. I love to post all the questions. There are more questions coming in, but I'm very sorry because times we are run out of time, and we hope be able to post these questions directly to SME Corp later. Yeah. With that, thank you very much, Cik Rizal, for the fantastic information, fantastic presentations. I learned a lot. I myself learned a lot on SME Corp, and I hope all our friends who are attending today also learn and benefit from these sessions. So we are so lucky to have this presentation from the CEO himself, from the CEO of SME Corporation of Malaysia, a government agency that is mandated to spearhead the development of small medium enterprise, implement and monitor strategic SME program to coordinate the SME programs, and for the ministries and agencies, as well as being the secretariat for the National Entrepreneurships and SME Development Council, or NESDC, which is chaired by the Prime Minister himself. So SME Corp willing to help you and to help you to go through all this from this pandemic COVID-19. I hope all of you take advantage of this all the facilities. And with that, we would like to thank again to Cik Rizal, and thank you again to Puan Zulaifa, and juga to all the team of MPC teams who are managing these webinar sessions, and also to all the importantly to Ketua Pengarah MPC Datuk Latif, and to the Timbalan Ketua Pengarah and Cik Zahid and his team to make sure that we are still on surviving mode. We are still survive, and we hope we all can be get together once we are over. Then kita jaga kita. We need to importantly to be motivated and keep on surviving. Thank you very much again, Cik Rizal, and then thank you guys. We have so many attendees today. We'd like to especially thanks to all of you who are giving out your questions, questionnaires, and comments. With that, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We hope to see you next webinar. Thank you, Cik Rizal. Thank you very much.
Thank you. My pleasure. Waalaikumsalam.
All the best. Stay safe.